Thank God that I'm blessed, even though I'm a mess. Yeah, swagger. Thank God that I'm blessed, even though I'm a mess. Turn the mic up. Yo. Who is Muad'Dib? You don't know that half. Dirt in front of buildings, you ain't see no grass. An invitation to go overseas, but I'm fucking trapped. St. Clair Village, Pittsburgh, I ain't have a chance. She asked me for my hand, I don't know how to dance. It said it was the 2-year curse that had me living in the trance. My father looked at me and said, be a man, but he ain't got no cash advance, won't even get one when he passed. So how I'm supposed to build this new nation up? Give our broken people the new Africa. I used to be a lowlife, then a thief. Now I champion the cause through the Citizens Justice League. Providing information, won't you come and read? Influencing the culture, won't you come and see? And you heard that man debate my empire right before he bowed to the African Messiah. I'm gonna retire a real G. I'm gonna keep writing these books until they feel me. And I ain't afraid to do my own thing. If you riding with me, put your hands up when you hear me say, thank God that I'm blessed, even though I'm a mess. Yeah. Pittsburgh, Madison, Wisconsin, the whole DFW. Thank God that I'm blessed, even though I'm a mess. All right, y'all know what it is. Back one more again. The new year is approaching. You know what it is. It's going down tonight. Taibu Muad'Dib, the Muhammad Ali of podcasters. Oh, I'm the prettiest. I'm the greatest. I'm the quickest. I'm the best. This might look historically. We're gonna look back at this podcast experience, and we're gonna say, yeah, he was ahead of his time. I want everybody that's African to stand up, and give yourself a round of applause because you have endured more than any other culture in human history when it comes to pain and suffering. All right. So definitely give yourselves a cool round of applause. All right. We're going to get that done for you right now. The most important thing about the podcast, You're a Mess, is that it aims to help people come out of a mess, to avoid a mess, and to find something healthy. The interesting thing about this podcast and most shows on any television or media station or radio station is it grows, right? Organically. It can't help but to grow. It can't help but to evolve into something. All right. So when I first started this show, I was going through a lot. Y'all didn't know that. I had just moved to Dallas. I was living in the Pleasant Grove area. I was Airbnb-ing so much through one company that they asked me to manage it for them. I'm talking about like I did jobs, security jobs, forklift jobs, factory jobs. It didn't matter. Like, you know, I was going through a hire and fire phase that was ridiculous. I told them flat out, I said, look, I said, if you can fire me at 7 a.m. from this piece of crap job, and I'll be hired again at 9. By 9 a.m., I'll be right back on there. What's going on, family? Happy holidays to you guys as well. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. But look, this week, without no further ado, this week is special to me. It's important to me to get this out. This week, we're going to talk about the importance of forgiveness in a relationship. All right. In November, right? In November, I went in on the sisters. If y'all missed that, in November, I went in on the women. In December, I went in on the brothers. I gave the sisters all the game. And what stuck out to me was that as a whole, everybody jumped in there when I was going on the sisters. Everybody jumped. Sisters jumped in, defended. Fellas jumped in there like, yeah, he's right. But when I talked about the brothers, when I went in on the men, It was real silent. This was a very weird phenomenon to me because I thought the ladies were going to be in like getting their turn, like, yeah, yeah, like he said. It was very, very shocking to me. If you go back a month before to October, I was talking about the different dichotomy that we as African people face and deal with in relationships based on our traumas, our shared traumas. Now, I know that some of you jump in here and you want me to go really crazy and do a lot of wild stuff and y'all want to see some twerking. It's never going to happen on my show. But, and I had nothing against twerking, trust me. What I'm saying is that this platform is to build our image, to build our self-confidence in ourselves. And it starts right here in the home. I'm telling y'all, when you aspire to be a leader and to lead, I'm telling you right now what's going to happen. You're going to have a lot of people that want to discredit you. Right? It's not so much about doing it for the views. Y'all see I haven't pandered to anybody. I've run viewership away because I will shame individuals in a heartbeat. Oh, yeah. Shout out to my man Delonte, the initial and inaugural shame bag recipient. The bottom line is, I want you guys to have an experience here like none other. So you need to play a part in it. When y'all jump in here, like my man Mac Bone Files, say hello. Drop a comment in the section. Let me know what's going on with you tonight. Because tonight I'm going to dig in to the importance of forgiveness in your relationship. Now, if you're not in a relationship right now, it's probably because you didn't understand the importance of forgiveness in a relationship. Now, raise your hand if you're perfect. I'll wait. If you perfect, raise your hand. See, I'm not perfect. So if I want to have a committed relationship that lasts, I'm going to have to try to get a vibe and a feel for when it's time to seek forgiveness and when it's time to be forgiving. I'm gunning down all the competition. I'm telling you, when y'all hear that sound, that means write that down. That means I just dropped you a jewel. I ain't playing, or that you guys, when you guys jump in here, if you want to jump in here and join the show and get in the live virtual studio, I got 10 seats. I can get all yins up in here. We can sit here, we can have a good conversation, we can debate the point, and everybody has a voice on my show. Now, if I pull the shame bag out, that's the ultimate I disagree. But it's in jest, it's in fun. It doesn't mean you're ashamed of what you said was a shame. It's just my way of saying I vehemently disagree. All right? Please don't take offense to it, even though you might anyway. I'm going to do it. The bottom line is, do you feel like in the last if you're single, do you feel like in the last relationship you may have missed an opportunity to forgive the person that you were with and thus take your relationship to a new level? Because just like being suspicious of your partner or your mate, spouse, wife, or whoever, you can also forgive them at a point when they really, really need it. Not that they deserve it. They might not even ask for it. But if you put that forgiving vibe into your relationship, I'm telling you, it's going to come back to you, and you just might have the kind of success that you really want. Again, if you want to jump in here, just shoot me a comment section or whatever. I'll send you the link. But listen to me. The last serious relationship you had, if you're single, the last serious relationship you had, was there a time when you wanted to be forgiven for something that you did and that person wouldn't do it? And just I want you to try to just, what did that feel like? You know, because we mess up. I mean, look, I remember somebody I was dating had like, they had finished a class or certification of some kind and invited me. But I was all up in the streets. I didn't care. You know, I was like, whatever. Like, okay, good for you. You know what I'm saying? And I blew it off and didn't go. And that really hurt that person. And when they threw it back at me years later, I felt really bad. you know, and I wanted that I wanted that forgiveness, and I probably didn't get it, but I wanted it. Y'all know what I'm saying? I wanted it, and because if I would have had known how much it meant to that person, I would have showed up. I wasn't doing nothing. We all get to a point where we realize, man, that we really made a big mistake with somebody we care about, and we want forgiveness. If we don't find it, listen, listen. If we don't find forgiveness in that person for us, it's probably because at some point they were looking for it and we wouldn't do it for them. Now, moving right along, let's get off into the definition of forgiveness. And remember, in context, you know, you can forgive the teller at the local grocery store for getting the count wrong or double scanning something, right? I'm not saying go postal or nothing like that, you know, whatever. You can forgive people for things that have nothing to do with relationships. But in the context I'm talking about raw, real feelings, hurt feelings, feeling betrayed, feeling like you got dogged or dissed or used, mistreated in some kind of way. I'm talking about raw, real, yeah, forgiveness. How would forgiveness change that? Let's go in here and look and check this out. Let's go in here and look and see how forgiveness would have changed the relationship had you done that. I'm gonna share the screen with you. I want you to stick with me. And so when you Google search, and the reason I'm big on definitions, know your language, know how these words are being used. All right. So we look at the definition of forgiveness, right? They have a couple of different ones, the forgiveness in the Bible, whatever. So let me go ahead and share this with you. What's going on, Zaza? The importance of forgiveness in a relationship. If you want to join me live on the panel and talk about how forgiveness, my man Zaza, if anybody knows about forgiveness in a relationship, it's him and his now wife, because they were together for a long time and back and forth, back and forth. There's a lot of forgiveness going on. I can't wait to get y'all a couple on here for True Love Tuesday. Maybe even tomorrow. Let me know, Zaza. So as I go and share the information about forgiveness, I want you all to know that this is eternal. Forgiveness is the only thing that's always going to be necessary in a relationship. You're gonna get this in people. If you want to have a successful relationship, get this in your spirit, right? For my man Zaza agrees. We're gonna go ahead and pin that up there. I'm gonna see if I can't get you in here on the panel real quick, Zai. You the only person that really used to rock with the show that hasn't been in here yet. So I'm gonna see if I can't go in here real quick and jump you on the show real quick. But let me tell y'all something. Forgiveness is the action or process of forgiving or being forgiven. The action is something that we do, people. All right. It's not something you think about or something that you just say, I forgive you. It's the action. Something has to take place. When you say you forgive somebody, it should be that should be the thing you say after forgiving them. All right, let me cheer that one on. When you say you forgive your girlfriend, your boyfriend, when you say you forgive that person that you're with, it should come after you've already done it. Okay, don't say it to get a response or reaction from them. It should be after you've already done it. Okay. I'm gonna go in here and see if I can get my man Zaza on here real quick. Appreciate y'all, man, for jumping in here and joining the show. Taibu Muaddi right here, talking about the importance of forgiveness in a relationship. Very, very important thing. Very, very important. And I also want you to know the bottom line. Okay. Let me go in here and see if I can't get my man in here real quick. Y'all, and some the next thing I want to talk about real quick is this. Timing. Know when to use the forgiveness card. All right. The forgiveness card isn't like Two-Face on Batman, right? It isn't like good and then bad, or good and then evil, I should say. Forgiveness is like, hey, I want to always be able to come to you and that well of forgiveness be full for me. You can just pour out into me. So I have to have that for you as well. You can expect that in return. So I'm just letting you know. And I sent you the link over there real quick. I was like, you tap on the link. I got you. Oh, okay. All right, bet that's cool. That's what I'm saying. All right. Shout out to everybody in Seattle, Washington. Love y'all viewership. I know I'm growing out there. I'm gonna get out there to Seattle and do a live show like I did with my man up there in Wisconsin, my man Don Rico, the People's Choice. But look, Zaza, make sure you get them. Make sure you get the links. Just make sure y'all tap in. And if you and your wife are available, I guess what it would be like 7 o'clock tomorrow. Come on, jump in for True Love Tuesday and tell some of our folks, that watch our show how to get it done the right way, how to stick with your love until it becomes a blessing for you both. Shout out to Zaza and his beautiful wife out there in Seattle, Washington. So forgiveness is something that you have that should be an action. So what are you saying here, Taibu Muadi? What I'm saying to everybody is the process of forgiveness should be ongoing in a committed, peaceful, loving, mutual relationship. An ongoing process. Think I'm a genius here. Think how I'm drawing this up for you guys. Don't wait until you need to forgive that person to be a forgiving person, right? Don't wait until you need forgiveness from that person to seek forgiveness. What are you saying? I'm not saying cry wolf. What I'm saying is the action and the process of being forgiven should be in everything that you do. I hope y'all writing these things down. I'm only going to say it one time. When you go through something, and this is where most folks break up, I'm going to give this to y'all. I want you to have this. This is my gift to you guys. Going into the new year, I want you to think about this. All right. I want you to think about that time when you did something that you wanted forgiveness for, but didn't ask. You didn't ask. And why didn't you ask? Get in the comment section, and I want you to write down why didn't you ask. My Mondays are always multiple choice Mondays, so this is the multiple choice question. I'm jumping off right now. You did something in your relationship that wasn't okay. Oops, put that wrong. That wasn't okay with your partner. All right. Why didn't you ask for forgiveness? Now you can say whether they knew about it or not. Why didn't you ask to be forgiven? That's the whole thing. Those of you who keep it a secret and on top of that never ask, the multiple choice question of the day, it says you did something in your relationship that wasn't okay with your partner. Why didn't you ask for forgiveness? I'm gonna drop down some answers. I want y'all to jump in here. Y'all can put the A or the B, the C or the D. You can make up your own answer on E. You did something in your relationship that wasn't okay with your partner. It could have been hugging an ex at church. It could have been sending a text out to an ex on the low, but then it came to light. It could have been going to hang out with a coworker and not saying nothing, but one of your partner's people saw y'all and they said something. So you're not really busted. It was just you and a coworker, and y'all was just chopping up after work because y'all got the job done that day or something, kind of celebratory for the team or something. But you didn't, tell the person that you're with, hey, I'm gonna go do this with so and so. just a coworker. We're gonna have a couple drinks, happy hour, and that's it. You didn't say anything, right? So I'm saying like these are things that can happen. Your partner wasn't okay with it, and let's it doesn't have to even be about other people. Let's talk about money, right? You share money, y'all both pay bills together. You go off and buy a brand new gadget X, right? Gadget. You bought a gadget X. Now you buy it, you bring it home, or you tell it, oh, I finally found it on sale. I got it. And your partner's not okay with it. Like, why? Well, we're saving up for a new career. Why? Right? You want forgiveness from the person that you're with, and you've offended them. The multiple choice question for today is, you did something in your relationship that wasn't okay with your partner. Why didn't you ask for forgiveness? Okay, I'm going to give y'all some multiple choice answers. Please jump in the comment section and put A, B, D, or C. The first one is A, guilt. All right, if you believe guilt is the reason, I want you to type in A in there. You did something that wasn't okay with your partner, and why you didn't ask for forgiveness because of guilt. B, pride. Okay, we all know about pride. It go up before the fall. So A is guilt and B is pride. You didn't ask your partner for forgiveness because you just didn't feel like you had to because you were too proud. Okay. C. I just had it in my head. C. Nonchalance. You just nonchalant. Like it happens. You nonchalant, right? It's like, oh well, no big deal, right? And a lot of us are like that. You don't ask for forgiveness because you're like, oh, it's no big deal. Now it's a committed relationship, so that person means something to you, but you're like, it's not a big deal. And how many of you have been through that? Where the person that you was with did something why did you do that? But they're like, it's not a big deal. Why is it a big deal? Right? And then D, disbelief. You just don't believe that you're gonna get it. All right. If you have a different answer, please go ahead. E is always answer X. It's always viewer's choice. So I'd love to get y'all opinion on what you think the answer is. But I'm gonna break them down to you. I'm gonna give you. I will give the safest one, and I give one I believe is the correct answer. I'm sharing the definition of forgiveness so that you understand that forgiveness is something that we do. It's an action. Something has to happen inside. Something has to happen in between the two of you. Something has to take place. I forgive you is not just something that we say. The I forgive you, if it's sincere, only comes after that person has already done something. Right? That's just being real. It's also the process, right? If a person says, I forgive you, it could be because they're beginning the process of forgiving, right? The action or process of forgiving. So what is the process of forgiving, right? That's so deep. The process of forgiving. Just embody that in your mind as I go through these answers, all right? So you did something in your relationship that wasn't okay with your partner. Why didn't you ask for forgiveness? Was it guilt? That's a toughie, y'all. That's a toughie. Because out of feeling guilty, we could feel unworthy of being forgiven, right? So you just don't ask. You feel so guilty about like you caught red-handed. It might not even be a really big thing. It's just your partner's response to it was so over the top. It's just like, but you feel guilty because you did it. You know you shouldn't have, right? No matter how minor it is, it's like, so you just don't do it. And I'll say, but I don't think guilt is in and of itself is a reason enough to not ask for forgiveness, right? Now, if you did something that wasn't okay with your partner, like, and you knew it wouldn't be okay, and that your partner doesn't know, I'm talking about your partner knows, is out in the light. But guilt would definitely be the reason that you don't tell your partner don't know. But we're talking about the partner knows, has found out some kind of way of sure. So guilt, I don't think it's guilt. Pride. Pride is the safest answer here. All right. I don't believe that's the real reason a person doesn't ask for forgiveness, but I believe it's the safest route that we all go. You know, we don't realize how pride can take roots in us, and we always sticking our chest out in our relationship. I'm too good. I ain't finna do that. I ain't finna, So pride, I think it's the safest answer here. This, if you ask 9 out of 10 people, like, you did some relationship that wasn't okay with your partner, why didn't you ask forgiveness? I was too proud to beg. I was too proud. Right? That'd probably be the most popular answer, not just the safest. But I don't believe it's the right decision. Nonchalance. Nonchalance is a sneaky one, right? It's kind of in the middle of guilt and pride, right? You playing it off like it don't mean nothing, because you're guilty, but you got to play it off like it's not really a big deal because you feel guilty. Or, it's a little bit less than proud, right? You just nonchalant, like, oh, it don't matter. You hope it don't turn into something, but if you play it like, oh, it's cool, So it's kind of like in between the two of those. But nonchalance is a sneaky answer. Think about how many times in how many relationships you did something that wasn't okay with your partner. You act like it was no big deal, hoping that it would just go away, hoping that they would just kind of agree with you, like, oh, it's not a big deal to them, it must not be a big deal. Nonchalance is sneaky, but it's not the right choice. Disbelief. Disbelief is the reason that you don't ask. Because when you look at the definition of forgiveness, the action of being forgiven, if you took the action of being forgiven, take out everything else. If you took out everything else, if I copy and paste this right now and take out everything else, watch how crazy this sentence becomes. If I can copy and paste this, copy it, woo. Let me paste it into the comment section and show you how crazy a sentence this is. Bam. All right. Put that T on there. Look at how crazy that this sentence becomes when I just make it that. Okay. I did it wrong. Come on, Tyler. You can do it. All right. So I'm taking this out. The action of being forgiven. Excuse me, of forgiving. All right. Now I'm setting this up for you. Look at how crazy this sentence is. And look at how just imagine how few people can get themselves to this point, right? Now, look at the screen, everybody. And then and you look at the choices. Why didn't you ask for forgiveness? And I say it's disbelief. Because you don't believe that your partner will initiate that action of forgiving towards you. Whatever you've been through with that person up until that point, you don't ask for forgiveness because you don't believe that that person has it in them for you to forgive you, no matter how big or small the situation is. If you don't ask for forgiveness, please forgive me. You don't believe that that's going to automatically initiate the action of forgiving. Tell you, write this down. Write this down. If you want to have a successful relationship, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to allow this person that you want to be with. I'm not saying be nobody's doormat. What I'm saying is how come your love doesn't allow the person that you're with, who you claim to love and you feel like you show all this love to, how come they don't believe, right, that the action of forgiving will automatically begin as soon as you ask. Hmm. I'll let y'all marinate on that. We're gonna go to a we gonna go. So I'm gonna leave that up there. I know I got real deep on that. I'm gonna stop sharing that. Okay. So y'all got a taste for that, right? All right. So all of you that are out there dating with a purpose, for all of you that are out there really wanting a serious relationship, really wanting to get married, let's look at this. All right. And you know, me being who I am, let's keep it real. All right. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I'm gonna break this down for you. If you missed the first half an hour, trust me, go back because I'm building this up. I'll get all this to go to this point, and this is what y'all gonna expect in 2023. So bring your family, bring your girlfriend. She brokenhearted. You know, put your homie on here. I'll help him get himself back up. You know what I'm saying? If you know somebody that just come out of a relationship that's ready to date again, make sure they watch this show. Binge watch the show. Over 200 episodes. I'm still going strong because the content is real, it's original, and it's helping folks. All right, look. Let me go ahead and share this. You got the multiple choice question up there. We're going to share this next tab. Let's go. So what I did before I share this, I Google searched, why is it so hard to forgive my spouse? Why is it so hard to forgive my spouse? All right. And this is what came up. 12 reasons you can't forgive and forget. Uh-oh. I'm finna start something now. You aren't being honest with yourself about the real cause of your hurt. Ooh. Now, for those of you that have watched this show from day one, all I talk about is what? Pointing the thumb. Point the thumb, baby. The number one reason on there says you aren't honest with yourself. Can't make this up. We can convince ourselves we are mad at someone for one thing when really we are upset about something entirely different. Right? And the key sentence here says, when it gives an example, it says, we won't forgive a sibling for not coming to our party when really we are secretly furious they insinuated our marriage wouldn't last. And it says the first one is easier to be mad about, but to forgive, we have to admit what we really need to let go of. Is that any of you out there tonight? Are any of you acting like you're mad about one thing, but really the real cause of your hurt is something totally different? Right? I can honestly say that just this past year, I know that, you know, I've shown a lot of anger about certain situations, and maybe I couldn't articulate it right, and that was throwing people off. But you know, it can be hard sometimes for us to even pinpoint ourselves sometimes what the cause of our hurt is. So I agree with it that we can show anger about what's easier to show anger about, but our deepest, darkest, deepest fears, it's kind of hard to like articulate that sometimes. But that's deep though. You know, if you can't forgive this a person, it's probably because you can't articulate what needs to be forgiven. Write that down. All right. It's hard to forgive and forget because you've attached your current upset to bigger upsets from the past. I know when my girlfriend comes on the screen, listen, I know right now she come on, she's gonna be like, number two. I might wake up with a black marker 2 on my forehead on everything. And y'all can just get in the comments. The action of forgiving for the person that you're with, man, early on, because you're gonna need to have you're gonna need to be really, really good at that down the line. All right. And so an example is, for example, if our partner leaves us, we can experience feelings of rejection that can pile on top of unresolved experiences of abandonment from childhood. Soon enough, we think we have to forgive our partner for thinking we aren't worthy of love, when really all they did was leave an adult relationship that was no longer serving a positive purpose. That's deep. Number 3, you have mistaken forgiving someone with accepting what they did. Ooh. Woo! It's getting hot in here. Boy, that was a bomb right there. I could spend I could spend a whole month talking about this one. But it says down here, forgiving someone involves finding at least a modicum of compassion for the other party and their choices. It means allowing yourself to process and heal the hurt the actions have caused you. Doesn't mean, however, to condone what they did. You can disagree with their actions and still let go of your hurt. I told y'all I was going to give y'all a better podcast experience. Are you not entertained? I was wanting to do that. Okay, let's keep it moving. You are scared that if you forgive someone, you'll be made vulnerable. Now, let me be honest about something. Uh-oh. Here come them Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Jeez. Okay, everybody go wild one time for the Cowboys. Okay, good win, good win. And we was all up in the middle of Lighthouse Beer Garden partying like it was 1999. It was crazy. Shay, before we go to your right or wrong segment, what do you think about that? It's hard to forgive and forget because you are scared that if you forgive someone, you'll be made vulnerable. I know. I felt the same way. Okay. We'll do one more and then we'll get off into the right or wrong segment. You find it hard to forgive and forget because you are addicted to the benefits of having a grievance. Onto the and onto the we're gonna move right swiftly on into the right or wrong segment. Shay, while I'm looking for it, do you want to preface the right or wrong segment for the day?
They're still discussing. They're discussing men versus women. We're gonna see what they have to say, and y'all tell me, do y'all feel that the women are right or the men are right? You got it?
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a recording where your guest just had terrible...
Free StreamYard promo.
Yeah, I think that people get lazy.
What you mean by lazy?
I know a lot of women say that, he don't do the things he used to do.
Yeah, definitely.
She don't cook as much no more. She don't do this shit.
Yeah.
Why you think that is?
Most people like once you got them,
Yeah, so I have them, so I don't need to do it
they get way too
I'm gonna say mostly the woman.
No, most of them.
Most people know, like, I don't know, like once they get you, then everything just starts changing. Like,
that effort's not there no more.
Most people might not do is take you out as much. But y'all stop wanting to cook. Y'all stop wanting to clean. Y'all stop wanting to fuck. Y'all stop.
Yo, Keen, I know you had a great example many moons ago. Do you mind sharing that example of why you feel like men might get more complacent?
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning, the man is putting in all the work to pursue it.
You feel me? What is a woman doing in the beginning of a relationship besides being courted?
I mean, she's sitting there getting the flowers out. She's showing her girls look what he did.
God just like, yo, so once he gets you now, I was like, damn.
So, do y'all feel that women or men get complacent after you already got your significant other? Like, who's the one that stopped doing what they was doing in the beginning? We sure want to hear your opinion.
Well, I put mine in the comment section.
Okay. And why you say women?
I mean, the problem with, I think today's generation is that, we have allowed like our emotions to precede and supersede our rational thought. So it should never be that way, because we all know our emotions come and go like the seasons, right? Our rational thought is supposed to be stuff that we are like building blocks. So we just have, a great knowledge of the world over time, right? I mean, you can never, no matter how you feel, 1 + 1 equals 2, right? No matter how you feel, good, bad, or whatever, the sun still rises in the east and sets in the west. So as you learn the world, you're supposed to be able to operate better in it. People repeat the same cycles based on their emotions leading their rational thought. So the reason I put women is, and women agree with this, we heard one on one of your Right or Wrong segments, women, allow their emotions to drive their rational thought more than men do. That's clear. And it's accepted. That might be the one gender role we all accept. That being said, of course, her emotions are gonna at some point, plateau for that person, and then what does she do?
And that's just women.
And then I have a real bad habit of cutting it off when I'm talking. And I get long-winded, and I'm into this Right or Wrong segment. So hush, woman. As I was saying, if I was so so what I'm saying is that the woman, she gets to a point where how much more feelings can she have for the guy? How much more romance can really be done? So as soon as she comes back down the other side of that mountain, you get the climax, then the anticlimax. As soon as she begins coming down, what happens? There's somebody else there trying to get with her. So now she's in emotional turmoil. So it's not so much just about, her like getting complacent. They heard they was complacent. It's just the fact that, women go emotionally up to a ceiling, and as they come back down, there's somebody else, in the cut or wherever they're at, ready to get her back up there. So I just think that now her focus is different. Her focus has changed. It's just not all on the guy that she just met. The honeymoon phase is over. Like now it's on because the guy, he's the planner, he's the builder. You know what I'm saying? In a relationship. So the woman, like they're both like saying, like, it's just like she basically gets to just play this role where she's just like, okay, I'm here. Am I being catered to by the guy I'm with? Because the other guys are trying to cater to me already too. So it's just like that emotional pull. I think that women hit that wall faster than men. And because the man, if he's with you, ladies, trust and believe, if he's with you and he gets serious with you, makes a serious commitment, he's trying to see where how far it can go. He's beginning to make plans. He's beginning to look at down the line, like, the ring, where to live, where to raise kids. The man is thinking about that. I'm not saying, ladies, that you don't chime in on that, but what I'm saying is that I just feel like it's the man doing that. So just off the fact that the man is building, planning, like the guy said, I mean, I'm telling y'all right now, ladies, if you are opening your legs way too quickly, then what my man said is applicable. He just was pursuing you for that. If you watch my shows, ladies, if y'all watch and go back over and do y'all research on my shows, I'm telling y'all how to vet, get lie detector tests, how to do all you have to do to make sure this man really is into you for you and for the relationship. If that's the case, he's focused. He's trying to build something. So that emotional plateau, that's not for him. He sees his emotions is on the end result. Women, I hate to say it, but I'm telling you, once that man has given you everything that you've asked for of him, you emotionally drained, and then now you have other guys that see, especially if he's maintaining you. If your man makes you happy, that's all the other guys see. They don't know that it's a guy at home making you look all radiant like that. They just see the radiance. So they're on you like stink on doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? They're all over you. And it's hard for you ladies to really just emotionally, y'all get trapped up. So that's why I think as women, I think women just have so much things competing, plus emotions come and go. I just think that they hit that wall quicker. So that's why I say women. What do you feel?
I agree. I think we get more. Oh, so I can't never agree with you.
I like pushing that button. I'm sorry. Can you scoot up some, please?
No. I think.
I mean, I can see in the screen you're behind me. It's weird.
You won't scoot over.
I would like for just one time
okay,
for you just to.
Up, I'm gonna be outside of the front.
What I'm saying, time out. I would just like for you to come down and ask me to scoot over. I can't read your mind about that. I don't want you sitting behind me. If me scooting over is the issue, just ask me to scoot over. You know this thing is raggedy.
The women get like,
come on in.
Comfortable. So we after we get you, we don't feel that we have to do anything else. It's like, I got you. So what else, do I need to do? Really? What else do I need to do? Because I already got you. So I ain't gotta be cooking like I was cooking, and I ain't gotta, give it to you on the daily. Yeah. So, that's just how we, I got it, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gotta do that no more.
Let me let y'all know one thing, ladies. Cutting off the sauce is the number one reason to send that man out there to somebody else's kitchen. Write that down. All right. Oh, somebody wrong segment. The Cowboys bump. All right. So we're gonna stop sharing that. So it's good to see and to know that we have options and opportunities here to be lean to your left. We have good options. we have opportunities here to just put it out there for what it is. What do you think about the right or wrong question segment? I mean, the multiple choice question of the day. Go ahead, read it out loud.
You did something in your relationship that wasn't okay with your partner. Why didn't you ask for forgiveness?
Okay, here goes your options. Guilt, pride, nonchalance, disbelief, or do you have your own? What do you think? Which letter would you choose? And tell us why.
Okay, so when you say you did something in the relationship that wasn't okay with them, so they know about it.
Yeah. This
You didn't ask them for forgiveness.
Right. I mean, y'all just walk around the house acting funny towards each other.
I mean, that's when communication come in. Like, you have to talk about it because that was an issue. So,
I mean,
like if your partner didn't have nothing,
deal with the question, Shay.
What?
It's a personal question.
I'm saying communicate.
No. It's not asking about. What I'm saying is it's a hypothetical that you didn't. I mean, if many of you could have gone through this and didn't do it, so you can relate. See a couple of y'all on there looking at us. So many of you have probably gone through this. What I'm saying, the question basically saying is it's assumptive. You did something and you didn't ask for forgiveness. The question is why. And so there's reasons.
They didn't want to.
So nonchalance.
I guess.
You didn't think it was a big deal enough to even ask for forgiveness.
But I'm saying if you already knew your partner wasn't gonna like you, why would you do it in the first place?
Nah. We're not trying to. We just.
I'm just saying. I
mean.
Why would somebody feel guilt to not ask for forgiveness? That don't even make sense.
Have you ever not asked for forgiveness for something your partner wasn't okay with?
Ask for or say you sorry?
Yeah, I'm saying I mean, okay, you can say you're sorry to the person. That has nothing to do with them forgiving you. They still have to,
But that's between you now because I didn't put it out there. It's up to you to forgive me or not.
So you're saying that saying sorry is automatic ask for forgiveness? No,
it's not asking for forgiveness, but it's just saying I'm sorry for what I did. I mean, what more? You think they have to come out with the words, "Oh, do you forgive me?" Like at that point, it's up to them if they forgive you or not, and if they don't, that's between you and because God tell you to forgive, as you would.
Well, I mean that's okay. So that's a good point. Do you think that forgiveness in and of itself is something that can make or break a relationship?
Not necessarily.
Okay, break it down.
I don't think that would be the reason for somebody breaking up. Oh, I didn't forgive you for cheating on me 1,000 times.
But you're making it about other people. What about me going out and we're trying to get a new crib or something like that. We're trying to buy our first home or something. So we're saving. We have a budget. We've agreed on a budget. But then I go out and I get a brand new Steelers bomber coat for $900.
Okay, that ain't nothing to get a divorce over.
No, I'm talking. It just says that your partner wasn't okay with.
Okay.
So I'm saying we mutually agree. We set the budget. We've been budgeting for the last 3 months. I go out and splurge on something that puts us back 2 months to our goal to move in by August. You see what I'm saying? Now it's like October maybe because of my just splurging, not talking to you about it or nothing like that. So I just come home with it. Like, look at this, isn't this great? So I'm saying like how would that make you feel? You would just, I don't have to ask for forgiveness for that. You're okay with that?
I mean, that ain't a good example.
It is. It's a non-other people, non-cheating relation example, but people break up over finances and stuff like that. Break up over decisions like that. Because you don't want to feel like somebody, you don't want to feel like you're my doormat. I can just do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to ever say anything.
If you got a compulsive buyer, significant other, you need to make sure you the one got the whole of the money. I'm just saying.
Something else, isn't she? Shay the Wonderful. My point basically is, everybody, that I believe that forgiveness should be, I'm telling everybody that the forgiveness should be something that is that I should be able to expect from you because of how because of how you love on me and put love in my direction. I should know that if I come and ask for you forgiveness, I should never have any feel. I should not disbelieve that the process or action. Let me see. Here it goes. This is what it is. This is what I'm looking for. I believe that you love me enough to where if I ask for forgiveness, the action of forgiving is going to immediately begin.
So if somebody say, do you forgive me or can you forgive me? And they be like, no. So at that point, where do you go from there?
That means, but that's why I asked you earlier, do you believe that forgiveness by itself can make or break a relationship? If they say no, the relationship is basically over. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, whether it's about money, somebody else, leaving the toothpaste off the tube, just leave it in the sink.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's petty.
But what I'm saying, if you talk to any marriage counselor, they'll tell you how petty things be when people break up. For real.
Over a jacket.
Over the dog. Over, I'm talking about power tools. Ask any marriage counselor. You know what? Just for stuffs and giggles. Taibu Muad'Dib, this is your mess with Taibu Muad'Dib. I don't play no games. Let's go to one that should be funny. You're closer than I am now. Could you type in weirdest reasons for divorce? Right there. I'm saying just lean forward and move closer.
Yeah.
Weirdest reasons for divorce.
That's way over there.
Pull it towards you then. What are you talking about?
Then I'm moving the thing.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you.
Where what? Where what?
The weirdest reasons people get divorced. It's like a spelling bee for her, y'all. There you go.
Really?
You know you want to know that. That's the second time you hit that. There it is. It just came up.
Bruh.
There it goes. I mean, you pick one. Look. Hey, look, y'all. Check this out. Check this out. This gonna trip y'all out. I'm talking about if y'all gonna use y'all phones and stuff like that, get wisdom, all right? Get wisdom. It says 15 weird but true reasons people have gotten divorced. 12 crazy but true reasons people have filed for divorce. 10 weirdest reasons for which one do you want? 14, 12, or 10? Let's go with 10. So it's a round number. Let's see what it has to say. 10 of the weirdest reasons for divorce. All right. If you are left scratching your head as to why your marriage ended, we have trawled the media to find out the weirdest reasons for divorce. We hope you'll feel better reading about how someone else married a person much weirder than your ex. They weren't what they seemed. 2 stories from Saudi Arabia are of men who divorced their wives just days after their wedding because they saw their new brides without their makeup. Perhaps the worst story is of a Chinese man who alleged to have divorced his wife of several years upon learning his wife had had a major plastic surgery. He had never suspected that her looks were not natural until they had a child, and he found that the child looked nothing like either of them. Wow. Size does matter. In 2007, it is said that a Nigerian woman divorced her husband because his yaya was too big. They did not even manage to consummate the marriage. She described the experience of trying to have sex as a nightmare. Bit harsh for the poor guy. No sex, divorce, and a savage put down. My wife is evil. Literally, an Italian man tried to divorce his wife as he believed she was possessed by the devil. He claimed that since 2007, he had seen her do unnatural things such as odd body stiffening, and the strangest of all, he alleges to have seen her levitate. The judge did grant a divorce after several attempts, but reassuringly refused to blame the wife. She's still out there, and as far as we know, has not been exorcised. So, gentlemen, beware of this Italian man who is still on the loose. Not sure who is worth. The trump card. American woman Gail McCormick left her husband after 22 years of marriage after she found out he planned to vote for Trump. Gail was not the only woman who cannot stand political differences. Former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci's wife divorced him as soon as she found out he was going to work for Trump. Wow. Man, Trump something else, boy. Unfriended. One woman in the U.S. filed for divorce just 2 months after their wedding. The reason? He forgot to update his status to married. Wow.
So why you just didn't tell him? Like who? He probably wasn't even on Facebook like that.
Sounds strange? Apparently not. Recent research found that 1 in 5 marriages end in part due to questionable activity on social media. Watch, somebody going to sue Facebook for ending their marriage. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're careful when you go through your profile and start defriending, editing, deleting. You could get unfollowed in a major way. What's that smell? One woman divorced her husband because he didn't shower for 8 weeks. You think that's bad? One Taiwanese man divorced his wife this year because she only took a bath once a year. Wow. I can't even press the laugh button on that.
What the hell?
Ding, ding, ding. We got a ping, we got a pigeon ping that. I wouldn't bet on that. A Russian man used his wife as a stake in a poker game. Yes, it was this century. He lost. When his opponent turned up to claim his winnings, the wife unsurprisingly lost it and filed for a divorce. Ironically, she ended up falling for the man who won her in the game of cards.
Bruh.
That's romantic. Come on, let's kiss.
That was not.
Good. That was romantic.
That was not.
Kisses. Come on, check one. Oh, wow. See what I got to go through? I told you the dog. I told you I was the dog. Didn't I say it? It's me or the dog. In Romania, a woman divorced her husband for feeding all the stray dogs in the neighborhood. It was okay when he started saving scraps of food for the odd 1 or 2 dogs. By the end of the marriage, they were eating the couple out of house and home. When she realized the house was out of food again, she filed for divorce.
That's what?
What you had a problem with that?
This just sounds like somebody made that up.
Soap story. This one probably go for my cousin. In India, a woman divorced her husband because he wouldn't let her watch soap operas. Wow. It's pretty unusual for men to be that committed to a romantic comedy but to divorce over it, apparently he viewed it as a sign that he was not compatible with his wife. Yum, yum in my tongue. A man in England divorced his wife for maliciously and repeatedly serving him a dish he hated.
What?
Didn't I tell you not to?
I'm making spaghetti.
What's wrong with you? Did not tell you not to serve that? You better not put this on the stove no more.
That's weird.
Wow.
Maybe cook your own dinner.
Wow. And finally, a sticky situation. Also in England, a woman filed for divorce because her husband had not spoken to her for 15 years.
What?
He had communicated with her, but only by post-it note.
What the hell?
And so now we all know.
That don't even make nobody sense.
So now we.
That don't make nobody sense. Who does that? Maybe he was deaf or something, and she didn't know.
Don't come for deaf people like that.
No, I'm just saying.
You better not ever and never make that hot cereal again.
Oatmeal every day.
Well, everybody, we appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with us. It was definitely one for the ages. I appreciate all of
Really?
I appreciate all of y'all for checking us out. You know the jingle. I say, man, just stay here and kick it with us and sing it with us, man. It make you feel better. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna continue on talking about the importance of forgiveness in a relationship, and hopefully, what's going on, Big Yellow? Tomorrow night, we're gonna talk about the importance of forgiveness relationship from a different angle. All right, we're gonna get more in depth to it. True Love Tuesday. We might even have a couple in the house, if not online in the virtual studio. But look, stick with it. If you want to sponsor You're a Mess, reach out to me at Taibu2Rise on Instagram, Taibu Muad'Dib on Facebook, inbox me, DM me, let me know what you're talking about. We can work it out. If you want to advertise what you do, your small business in the new year on You're a Mess, it's the same thing. After January 1st, I'm going to monetize YouTube. It will cost you to have a subscription, so make sure you grandfather in now. Let everybody know if y'all want to watch You're a Mess for free, it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is y'all going to spend that little bit of money, get that good content. If you knew better, you do better. Taibu Muad'Dib, you already know what it is.
Hurry up and subscribe.
Shay Houston, everybody. Soon to have her own little game show, S Podcast. Win prizes as you learn how to coupon and be a super mom. Cheers. If I don't see you till New Year's. You know it. You love it. Thank God that I'm blessed, even though I'm a mess.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
Hey. Thank God that I'm blessed, even though I'm a mess. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. That's the show, everybody. We love you. Shout out to 2022. You're almost out of here. All right, young lady, what you have to say to the crowd?
Bye.
It's going down. That's the show.